So I thought that today I would show you a bit more about facial hair trimming and kind of just different techniques I use to try to make my facial hair look presentable. So what I've done before I started this video was I shaved here and here, and also my neck. And so when you're going about doing those first steps, you want to try to find a point where my beard has this kind of natural, jagged kind of line. But above here I'll have like more scraggly, sparse hairs. Same with this side. So what I basically try to do is find that point where the majority of the hairs kind of stop and there's just fewer hairs. And I like to use a electric razor for that part. So what I'll do is I have a setting that kind of takes like the long stuff away and then a shorter one. You could also use a disposable razor, but I've tried using that before and it usually leaves my skin really damaged, so it's not the best for me. But and basically you might find sometimes that your skin is dry. I'm not sure if you can tell, but my skin is kind of dry. So what I usually do is just use a tiny bit of lotion. I use this Cetaphil lotion. I think it's relatively sensitive on your skin. And there's no like fragrances or anything like that. But I just use a little bit and kind of rub it in. And this will deal with any dry skin, and it also help just keep your skin staying healthy, because sometimes shaving can really be abrasive on your pores and things like that. And it only takes a tiny amount of the lotion. Sometimes I'll just take the rest of it. Make sure my nose is not dry. Alright, so the next thing you're gonna do is you need to choose a point on your neck where you want to shave. So for me, I kind of look at myself and I see that there's this kind of natural curve right here. Normally my beard comes down and then it gets kind of scraggly around here, but I think it looks a lot nicer when you have the neck shaved. Makes it look for a more clean cut kind of style, as opposed to looking like a dirty hippie or something like that. Those aren't my words, by the way. So basically, what I kind of do is it took me a while to find the right place on my neck where I wanted to shave, and some people, they'll just choose a line. I try to choose something that's kind of natural, that fits with my face. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see, like, it's kind of like lopsided here, but it's pretty good, and no one's really gonna notice that. But the same thing goes with my neck. You can actually see my neck is kind of irritated from the shaving. So what I'm gonna do is just take some more lotion and just kind of rub it in, and this will help with the irritation, and it'll keep your skin smooth and soft. And everyone likes smooth and soft skin. And you don't have to shave these parts of your face every day. I mean, you could if you really want to be on top of it, but I usually wait a few days. Because I don't necessarily like to shave every day. Alright. So now that those first two things are covered, I would have shown you as me doing that, but electric razor is way too loud, so I thought I'd show you some other parts. So now here we have this beard I've been growing for a number of weeks, but I've trimmed it up many times, basically. And the way that I trim it, some people have electric trimmers that have the different settings. There'll be like a huge range, goes by the centimeter and millimeter, and they kind of just run it all over their beard. And that can work sometimes, for some people better than others. But basically, the idea is to kind of take a layer off. Because beards, when they get larger, they're not necessarily the most clean-cut looking. So, I've noticed that doesn't really work very well, because at different points on my face, the beard has different lengths that it kind of naturally comes to. And doing that evening out doesn't really seem like the best option for me. So what I've realized is that if you kind of run your hands through and kind of fluff it out a bit, sometimes you'll see hairs that are kind of sticking out. So, as you can see, like right here, it might be hard for you to see, but it really helps having a mirror. So what I'm going to do is just start on one side. I'll start on my left side, and I'm just going to keep going like this until hairs poke out, and then I'm going to trim them off. And you can use an electric razor for this, or scissors. I think it's a little bit easier to use an electric razor, but I'll show you the scissors technique, similar to the other face beard trimming video I have. Alright, so what I actually have a mirror right below the camera, so I'm going to be looking into that mirror, because it's just a bit easier. And basically, I'm just trimming off the hairs that are kind of poking out. And what this will do is that it'll make your beard look more uniform. And if it gets, if your hand brushes it, or if you wash it or something like that and the hairs move around, by doing this technique, it'll make it so that you don't really have nearly as many hairs poking out. Look like your beard is kind of molded. So again, I'm just looking for any hairs sticking out. I'm starting with my left side. And this part can take some time, actually, because you also want to be careful and not just trim a big chunk out of your beard, which I've done before. But it's good to try things out and learn from them. As Bob Ross might say, look at that happy little beard. It's your beard. You can make it however you like. So, let's see, I can already see a difference now. Let's see. Just going through. I've got some here. Let's see. And again, having an electric razor can make this process go a bit faster. With that one, you just want to make sure that you're being even more safe about not trimming a big chunk out of your beard, because it's a lot easier with an electric razor to make a big mistake like that. Alright. So, see if you can see this. As you can see, there aren't any hairs kind of poking out. That was what I was going for. I have this swirl on my beard right here. And that part is kind of tricky to trim, because the hairs are going on all sorts of different ways. But I think that looks pretty good. I have this one hair on my mustache that's like a golden rogue one. And I just trimmed that. For me, my beard area right here, there's a lot of blonde hairs, and it doesn't look as neat and uniform as the rest of my beard. So I can kind of come through and just kind of trim these longer looking ones, and also ruffle it up like this. And this helps if you kind of turn and look in the mirror. It'll allow you to see them better. I imagine in time, I'll have more hair in this area, and it might be a bit different. As men age, they generally continually get hairier up to a certain point, but that will last many, many years. So, if you're into beards, you can look forward to having a thicker beard in time. Alright. My soul patch is kind of a lot different than the rest of my beard, but it kind of lays flat on my face, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll just let it grow out a bit. So I've done my left side of my face. I'm just going to run my fingers through it once more, looking for any hairs poking out, and I see some now. Sorry if you can hear this construction in the background. Where I live, there is constant construction, which makes it a bit difficult to find a good time to make these videos. If I could, it would be great to have a kind of studio. A very quiet studio, which is hard to get if you're living in any sort of metropolitan area. Alright. So it's looking pretty good. Just see some on the underside of my jaw. Alright. Now I'm going to focus on the mustache. So you can kind of tell I've already trimmed this before, like I was saying, to keep it out of my lips. But I'm just going to do that once more. And if you kind of rub it down over your lips, you can help see any long hairs. And today this doesn't really look like it needs much trimming. But had I not trimmed it, these hairs definitely would have gone over my lip. certain styles and mustaches they use, or it's acceptable to have the hairs go over your lips. But I find that gets in the way of eating and things like that. Alright. Okay. Just gonna readjust. My foot's falling asleep. So now, let's see. I'm just going to do the underside of my jaw for a little bit. Again, I'm just using the same technique of ruffling my fingers through and trying to push the hairs out. You'll find that some hairs like to simply just grow along your skin, and those can get pretty long without you even really noticing they're there. But it's alright as long as they don't stick out. Okay. Now I'm going to do the right side of my face. Let's see. And normally, you probably wouldn't do this over a sink in the bathroom. I just have a tub underneath me collecting hairs. Another important thing that you want to do before you even start doing any sort of trimming or shaving is to thoroughly wash your face and beard. And that will, you also want to thoroughly dry it before you begin shaving. That will kind of bring the hairs out from your face. And allow you to get a closer shave. Alright. My right side doesn't really seem to need that much, from what I can see. Let's see. Pretty good. Alright. So now I'm just kind of looking at my beard overall. Got some down here. Okay. Well, it's looking like it's almost done. And I would say, if you're looking to really keep up your beard, you probably want to try to trim it every couple days, or a few days. Because oftentimes when you trim it once, you'll miss some of the hairs that you might want to cut. Alright. Alright. Well, I think that looks pretty good for now. So, if you guys have any questions about this basic beard trimming, or anything about questions about techniques, just let me know. And I'll see if I can give you any advice. I pretty much just learned this stuff on my own. It's kind of hard to... I haven't really seen any good tutorials online or anything like that. And the fact that so many men kind of do different things with their beard, leaves the topic kind of open for different viewpoints. I'm just seeing some hairs there. A bit longer. Okay. Well, that's about it. So, let's see. Good luck with trimming your beard, or helping trim your loved one's beard. And I'll talk to you